You're listening to the Confidence Within podcast. If you are a successful professional entrepreneur who is nonetheless struggling with the fear of public speaking, then you are in the right place. This podcast is all about igniting your inner confidence, learning to show up with genuine authority and brilliance, and becoming the best version of yourself. I'm your host, Victoria Lesnyansky, and welcome to my show. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Confidence Within podcast. Today, let's talk about the absolute worst way to start any presentation, any meeting update, any live stream, or any sales call. Let me give you a hint. A good number of people who have public speaking anxiety begin their presentation exactly the same way. Do you know what it is? They start by saying, I am so sorry. I am not very good with public speaking. I'm afraid of public speaking, so if I don't sound good, please forgive me. It may not be word for word, of course, but the gist is the same. They start by admitting that they're afraid of public speaking, and they apologize in advance for not being the absolute best speaker that this audience may expect. How many of you have seen it in real life? How many of you have done it yourself? I know I did back in the days when I was terrified of speaking in public. I would say it. I would literally start my presentation by saying, oh, I'm really afraid. I'm really not good at this, so please forgive me. Ooh, yuck. And the truth is, I understand why people do it. One of the reasons is because they're trying to set the stage for potential mistakes, right? When you have a public speaking anxiety, one of your biggest fears is that you're going to get judged, especially if you make a mistake. And so as you are about to begin, you immediately think to yourself, oh, I'm going to make mistakes. Oh, they are going to know that I am not good at this. They're going to know I don't know anything. They're going to realize I'm a fraud. Let me just tell them up front that I am afraid of public speaking, so they know there are going to be mistakes and hopefully they'll forgive me. And the second reason is that they feel like they can build a rapport by admitting a weakness. Especially a weakness that a lot of their audience can commiserate with, right? Because a lot of people are afraid of public speaking. So they feel like, okay, if I tell them that I have public speaking anxiety, I'm not good at this, they will feel like I'm one of them. They will be able to relate to me more and we will have a better connection. So you're basically trying to build rapport by admitting your weakness. And both of these reasons make logical sense. And I know you're listening to this now and you're probably nodding going like, I would probably have said the same thing in the beginning because yes, you do set the stage for mistakes that are inevitable. And also you set the stage for connecting to your audience. But listen, why do you need to set the stage for your mistakes? Number one, you may not even make a mistake. There may be nothing that will give away your anxiety. Okay? I always tell my clients, you feel a lot more scared than you appear. Let me say it again. You feel a lot more scared than you appear. A lot of times, unless your audience is looking for telltale signs of your public speaking anxiety, they won't notice that you are anxious. They will just think, this is how you speak. This is just your personality. And most of the time, even if you do make a mistake, they will forgive your mistake. They won't even notice your mistake a lot of times. So do not set the stage expecting to make a mistake, expecting your audience to discover how much you are afraid of public speaking, because they may never know unless you tell them up front. And the second thing is, yes, I have seen some people build a really good rapport just by admitting that they are afraid of public speaking. But they did it in a way that was so funny that it was basically stand-up comedy routine. And yes, their audience laughed, and they immediately built rapport, they immediately built that connection, and they just continued going. I've seen that work, but it only works if you can be a stand-up comedian, if you can make that announcement, oh, I'm afraid of public speaking, please forgive me, if you can make it in such a funny way that you have your audience in tears from laughter. For most people, it just comes out as an excuse. And what you're basically telling your audience from the very beginning, what I'm about to tell you may not sound good. You may not enjoy this presentation that I am about to deliver. You may be really bored. This is what you're literally saying by admitting that, oh, I'm not really good at this, or I'm afraid of public speaking. You set the expectations for your audience that this is going to be a complete disaster. And now you have an uphill battle. Now you have to prove to them that this is not going to be a disaster. So why would you try to say it and try to build a rapport with your audience this way when there are so many other ways to immediately build rapport with your audience without telling them that you're afraid of public speaking? Yes, you do build rapport by saying something that your audience relates to. But find something else. Find something else that's going to make sense and that's going to be relatable. Start your presentation strong. Because the first few sentences out of your mouth are extremely important. They set the stage for the rest of the presentation, right? And this is why it's so important to prepare your opening, even to memorize your opening so that you are at ease, so that you are setting the stage for a wonderful experience that your audience is going to have, so that you are setting the stage for a successful presentation. Some people begin with a joke. Some people begin with a funny story. And they incorporate something in that funny story that their audience won't just laugh at, but will relate to. And that builds a connection. Some people start with an interesting quote that makes their audience think. Some start with an unexpected fact that serves almost like a pattern interrupt, where the audience is like, oh, wait, what? There are so many ways that I teach my clients how to start a presentation so that not only you're able to build an immediate interest from your audience in what you have to say, but also sets you up as a memorable, effective, and impactful speaker. This is such a common trend among people who have public speaking anxiety to start with admitting their anxiety. I've had so many clients admit it to me. Just recently, I was on a coaching call inside my coaching program, and one of the clients said, I just had a presentation before I joined the program, and this is how I started. I just said, hey, I'm afraid of public speaking. And it was like, oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. There are much more effective ways to speak with confidence, to speak with genuine authority, to speak while building a connection. Overcoming the fear of public speaking is probably the most important and life-changing things that you can do for yourself. Learning how to build the genuine inner confidence is one of the most critical skills that you can develop. Because once you know how to speak with confidence, all you have to do is show up as yourself, make no excuses, tell no sob stories about how much you're afraid, but just go into your presentation as if you were having a conversation. Go into your presentation with genuine desire to connect with your audience. And again, it doesn't matter if this is a presentation that you give at a conference, if this is a TED Talk, or if this is a sales call with a potential client, or if this is a meeting update that you're giving at a company meeting with your peers and higher-ups. The idea is the same. When you develop unshakable inner confidence, you are able to speak with authority, with conviction, and with impact. I hope this was helpful, and I cannot wait to see you again on my next episode. Bye for now. This show is brought to you by my Brilliant Speakers Academy program. Brilliant Speakers Academy is an in-depth coaching program for high-level professionals and entrepreneurs. It's designed to obliterate your fear of public speaking for good, drastically improve your communication and presentation skills, and help you show up with genuine confidence, authority, and brilliance. To learn more about the program, go to www.brilliantspeakersacademy.com.